race, ethnicity, and equality. Ask a group of people whether these topics should be discussed in a classroom, and you're likely to get a lot of different opinions.
Indeed, Local 5's Paul Stino went to 2 local universities to experience what these classes are really like.
Invisible No More. It's the book Professor Jesus Smith is discussing in his race, ethnicity, and justice course.
I thought about this course. I was thinking about all the different ways we can approach inequality in the criminal justice system and ways that we can make changes.
As students flip through the pages of this book, they hear stories about police violence against minority groups. The class discusses topics like racism, inequality, and white privilege. Difficult topics others do not want to discuss because they are uncomfortable. But in Professor Smith's class, the students here embrace them.
But the goal is not necessarily to change people's minds. It's to get people to hear and understand a different perspective and to be critical about what they are consuming.
There are 11 students in this small class at Lawrence University. Chloe Thomas and Earl Simons are 2 of those students embracing these difficult conversations.
The first step is to talk about it, I think it's just that first leap that I feel like a lot of people are afraid of taking, that first step.
Censoring important conversations like these regarding race just because they might be difficult is really an injustice and sets us back as a community and a collective.
Over at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh in the hallways of Sage Hall, I visited another classroom that is exploring African-American history and culture and discussing how this history and culture has defined the African-American experience in the United States.
Whether it's an introductory course to African-American studies like this one, or a much more advanced course, University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh professor Alfonso Simpson Jr. is never at a loss for energy.
That there is nothing minor about African-American culture. There is nothing minor about me.
Hoping to teach his students that
U.S. history is African-American history. African-American people are woven into the fabric of America.
Tuesday in class, Professor Simpson is trying to prove a major point, asking his students first about white American history.
What was the Boston Tea Party? Put the taxation without representation, right? We learned that.
Students answering the questions quickly, but when he asked questions about black history and culture.
On what dates are Kwanzaa celebrated? What dates? December 26th through January 1st, okay?
The students have a tougher time answering.
We learn about so many other historic events or monumental events that happened in the United States, minus black people. And everything that happened in the United States that was monumental or pivotal involved some key African-American people.
In Oshkosh, Paul Stino, Local 5 News.
Black History Month actually started as Negro History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson. He's accredited with polarizing the study of African-American studies in the American education system.
And it actually wasn't until 1976 when Black History was celebrated all month long. We're back after this.